Hello, my name is Mary.
And I'm James.
And welcome to another episode of the Watch That John podcast. Today, y'all, we're doing it. We're finally doing it. We were going to push it back because we wanted to be prepared, but we are extremely busy people and we prepared as much as we can. There's so much in this film, but we are reviewing Sinners.
Sinners, yes. It's a movie that kind of snuck up on me. I've seen a lot of a lot of trailers, but like very short trailers. And I had no idea what the film was about until randomly my friends and coworkers and
Me?
people
I'm the one who told you we should review it.
People are like, hey, you need to watch Sinners. And I appreciate those people because they didn't say anything else. Mm-hmm. Just you need to watch this movie.
Yeah.
And when I sat down in the seat, I had no idea it was even a horror film until the preview showed up. And the preview starts showing other horror movies coming up. And I'm like, what?
Oh, so you only knew it was a horror film because all the other trailers were horror films.
Yes.
That's hilarious. I knew that at least.
Yes. I like going to movie theaters
blind.
Completely blind.
Yeah, me too. Yes, I have not listened. I purposely didn't pay too much attention to the trailers when they came out. I didn't think the movie was going to be particularly good, to be honest. So I did not pay attention to any of the trailers. I have not watched any of the conspiracy theories or any of the videos like Sinners Explained, or I haven't done anything. So yeah, I just wanted to come and record this with my own opinions and my own thoughts about the movie. So
yep.
I was able to watch it twice, fortunately. I think everyone should watch this movie twice because it's just, there's so much to unpack, and we're going to try to do our best. But like I said, I'm coming in not watching any like explanations about themes or anything. It's just my knowledge. So if I forget something, bear with me. I don't know everything.
Right on.
Yeah. So, all right.
Let's first talk a little bit about the director,
Ryan Coogler. Yes. He directed both Black Panthers or just one?
He directed the original both Black Panthers.
Okay.
So his first film was Fruitvale Station.
I've never seen that. Refuse to watch it. Also with Michael B. Jordan.
Yes, also with Michael B. Jordan. Is based on a real life story of Oscar Grant, who was fatally shot by police in Oakland, California.
An unarmed Black man, once again, fatally shot by police.
Yes. So that was his debut film. And then he did Creed in 2013, which is obviously the Rocky spinoff.
Oh, I forgot he did Creed.
Yep. And guess who's also in Creed? Michael B. Jordan.
He loves it. They have a good working relationship.
Yeah. They did Black Panther together, both movies. Michael B. Jordan was in both Black Panthers.
He wasn't in. No, he was dead by the first Black Panther, wasn't he? Killmonger wasn't alive, was he?
I thought Killmonger died in the first Black Panther, but I thought he came back in a flashback in the second one.
Oh, he did. Yeah. It was like a post-mortem scene.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And then obviously his fifth movie that we're reviewing right now is Sinners. And like you said, the Ryan Coogler.
Who?
Ryan Coogler.
All right.
Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan has a very similar feel to Spike Lee and Denzel Washington.
Do you? What Spike and Denzel movies do you know other than Malcolm X?
Spike. So obviously they did Malcolm X, but they also did
That's all I know.
Mo Better Blues,
Never seen
Champs,
Never
A Century of Cinema.
Never seen it.
They did at least 4 or 5 movies together.
Are you just saying a random what?
I'm saying it's director and actors, you know? It's a Black director tied in with a Black actor. Malcolm X, also Inside Man.
Never seen it.
Yeah, you need to watch some Spike.
You've never seen it either, James.
How you know?
You've only seen Malcolm X. That's why I'm like, you just pulling this out your damn ass because you've only seen Malcolm X.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Inside Man.
No, you did not. What's it about? Exactly. You ain't see that damn movie, and you know you didn't.
It came out in '98.
Let me think of some other people who like to collab. Issa Rae, and who does Issa like to work with? Is Issa a director or producer?
She's sometimes both.
Mm, mm. I want Issa Rae and Quinta to link up. I said that when we did one of them days, but I want that to be a thing. But we are getting way off topic. So this movie, it has a very star-studded cast. You know, we have Michael B. Jordan, we have Hailee Steinfeld, who is Miss Gwen from the Spider Verse. You know, with Miles Morales. That's the voice actress.
Oh, she's the voice actor for it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know
Hailee
that. Okay,
Steinfeld
okay.
is. We
I know that she's dating the Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen.
He's a lucky man. He's a lucky man. We
Well,
have
he's a very rich man now. So
yeah, yeah. We have Wunmi Mosaku, and I've been seeing this woman. She's in she's in the Loki series. She's
she
in
is in a
Deadpool
Loki
versus yeah, she's in Deadpool versus Wolverine. Um
because that's part of the Loki series. Yeah.
mhm. She's also in the show that I watched on Netflix. She's a Brit. Like she has a British accent. Remember that show we watched called This Is Not Okay or something like that? It was about two kids who like ran away from home together. And okay, yeah, I just been seeing this woman a lot lately. So I was glad to see her because she is a good actress. I like her facial expressions. She can look very pained. And we have Delroy Lindo playing Delta Slim. And this is a man whose face I've been seeing in film my whole life, but I
He,
cannot tell you whatever films he was in.
I feel like he's been in so many Tyler Perry movies, either as
He's not Tyler Perry.
yes,
He
he
just
is. Either like either as a preacher or a father or a cop. That's just like his normal tropes that he's played in that I've seen him in.
so he was in Romeo Must Die. He was in Crooklyn. He was in Blade. He was also in Malcolm X. What are some other films that are big? He was in This Christmas. He was in
That's what
Up.
I was thinking about this Christmas.
This Christmas
That's
isn't
not.
Tyler Perry.
It's not.
No, he
Do
didn't put
you
his. That's
believe
why it's good.
that's why it's
That's why
good?
it's good. Yeah, this man has been acting for a very long time, and his accolades are very pretty
Very
long.
long.
So it was good to see him, and he's hilarious in this film. He's absolutely hilarious. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about the director?
Actually, I do take that back. He did not play in a Tyler Perry film,
I said
which
that.
is
I
crazy.
told you this.
Yeah, but you're a liar,
Okay.
so who knows what you say.
I don't lie. You just refuse to believe me.
Yeah. So anyway, this director, if you watch his interviews, he I think he's from DC. But if you watch his interviews, it is apparent that he's just a regular guy, right? Like he talks like I don't know. He kind of talks like a regular black guy. He'd be like, "Yo, you know what I mean?" And he just like really down to earth. And all the actors in the interviews I watched talked about how if he had criticism for the actors, he gave it one on one, like in private. He was able to have a vision for this movie that is not based on anything. It's not based on a book.
Wait, I
It's
thought
not
he was
based
from Oakland.
on any writings. He is in Oakland. He's from Oakland. You're right.
Okay.
It's not from any books, any writings. All the movie came from like him. And this is I'm not sure if Fruitvale Station was based on a true story, but all the other movies, Creed, Black Panther, they
Well,
were.
Black Panther is a comic. That wasn't his original.
I know that's what I'm saying. They
Oh.
weren't original,
Oh.
and this is like his first original film that he
And he
had.
hit it out the park.
He did, and he owns the rights to the
Oh,
film.
I love
So
that. I love
Spike
that.
Lee Spike Lee was doing an interview, and he said that he was very impressed with the film, but also in the director because he went to Warner Brothers and said, "Hey, Warner Brothers, you can help me produce this film, but I'm owning all credit for it."
Hey, I know that's right. I know that's right. I love that so much. Honestly, whatever. I'm not going to spoil it. I feel like this movie is Oscar gold. And if it doesn't win an Academy Award, I think they will. I feel that as a snub. So yeah, I expect this movie. I get why he wanted to own the rights to the movie because this is a phenomenal film. It is
Yeah.
it is probably going to go down as like one of the horror classics. Honestly, one of the classics. Period. Honestly,
Yeah. No, 100%, 100% agree. 100% agree. You ready to dive into the plot?
yes. Sammy Preacher Boy Moore opens the doors of his father's chapel. His father, Jedediah, and the congregation are shocked when they see him. Sammy is covered in blood. Cruel scars that resemble the claw marks of some ferocious beast have been freshly torn into one side of his face, and in his hand, he clutches the remains of a shattered guitar. Jedediah goes to his son, begging him to put down his guitar. Sammy does not. His father pleads, but no matter what, Sammy never lets go. So, this is how the scene opens up for Sinners. And I do like in movies and in films where the beginning um, of the film shows the end of the film. And then
Like
we get to
foreshadow,
see, huh?
like foreshadows.
Yes. And then we get to see how it all pans out. Because when we see Sammy, he is jacked up. He
He
is
is.
bloody.
Yep. And that's the first point in a movie. I was like, what the F are we watching?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like, what is going on? What happened to him? And um, yeah, I think, he even pulls into like this 1930 car, with like the like a convertible, and he just like stumbles out of there. And like the chapel is basically everyone's wearing all white, like all the churchgoers are wearing all white, and it's pretty small, so you can tell that it's like a close-knit community. And like um it's obviously the preacher's son. And it just a very jarring first scene to kind of start the movie open.
I am trying to find, so there's like an opening monologue that pretty much it's a prologue. It pretty much describes the whole film, and it's narrated by the character Annie. Oh, but God, I can't find it. Man, um, I'm really trying to find it. I cannot. I can't find this. It was so hard trying to find quotes from this movie. Everything is under lock and key. If it is
It is.
not interviews or trailers, don't expect to see nothing. Um,
No, 100% agree.
Man, but it was something along the lines of Annie was saying how throughout history, generations of history, through different cultures, spanning like hundreds of years, like there's have been musicians, gifted musicians who can just have the power to bring people together, to really
Yes, it's just like has the ability to pierce the walls between life and death.
they can pierce the veil. It's almost as if like they can, with their music allows them to freely travel between life and death, reality and the supernatural. But because of this power, they also attract evil. Evil is
Hmm.
attracted to them. And that's a question I wanted to ask for you. Do you think something that attracts evil is inherently evil? Because when we think about this movie, of course, everything comes from the Bible. Everything comes from the Bible. Like everything, the Bible is used heavily. But when you think about Lucifer, right? What was his kind of like his great talent?
I found the whole before I get to that, I found the whole monologue.
You found it. How? Read it to
There
us.
there are legends of people born with the gift of making music so true. It can pierce the veil between life and death, conjuring spirits from the past and future. In ancient Ireland, they were called Fili. In Choctaw land, they called them fire keepers. And in West Africa, they were called cryats. This gift can bring healing to their communities, but it also attracts evil.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. So healing to communities, but they also attract evil, and that's the plot of the whole story, y'all, right there. And I like that. I like how they have this cryptic sort of mythologic, like mythology, like word of mouth storytelling. Like, think of you sitting by a campfire with your grandma and you're like, you know what I mean, like this kind, it sounds like a story that's been passed down for generations and generations, all the same stories but from different cultures. The Irish people
Yeah.
are telling the same. It's funny, I'm gonna go way off topic, but me and DQ were talking about, like, what do we like more, empanadas or beef patties? And I'm like, they're different versions of the same thing, of the same thing. And Haitians have pate, like so it's like we're all kind of telling the same stories. We all have the same myths, just with our own cultural spin on it. But yeah, but that's what I wanted to ask you. Something, so we know that like I said, like Lucifer was known as being like a great musician. So do you think something that can attract evil makes it inherently evil?
I think it depends, right? So, short answer is no. Short answer is no. And I think, like you said, they talked about in that quote, the Irish, the Choctaw.
That's where you
And,
live. You literally,
yeah,
that's, I was like,
yeah,
Choctaw.
yeah. Choctaw is a there's a Choctaw nations in Oklahoma.
Mm,
Um, so they talked about those three cultures, and they talked about how all of them, like you said, has similar story of these magical um, people who have
mm-hmm.
the ability to play music and heal, but also destroy. And I think it's basically what it shows is that there's balance in everything that we do.
Okay.
That if too much of one thing, like too much of a good thing, can eventually turn to a bad thing.
Like cake,
Yeah, like cake or like
like sex,
like rain, like
like literally
you know,
anything.
yeah, it like literally too much when you too much of a bad thing can turn gluttonous
So do you
or
think evil was
enter
necessary? You
into
know how people
lustful.
always say that, like, we need, think about like Avatar, you know, we need a balance of good and evil, yin and yang. Do you think evil is necessary?
What do you mean
You know
necessary?
how people say we need like a balance of light and dark, of good and evil, of right and wrong. What are you laughing at?
Right, mind your business.
Are you
I
watching
think
the TV? Turn the damn TV off.
I watching the
So
TV.
what you laughing at?
I think I'm listening to what you're saying.
No, you looked far away and you smiled. It wasn't what I was talking about. Evil. Evil's funny to you?
You're so annoying. Um, Now you made me forget what my thought
It
was.
wasn't, because you was thinking about what's on the TV. All right.
So I know in some cultures, evil is necessary, like you said, as a balance, but I don't think so.
I don't think
Right?
evil's necessary at all. I'm just
No.
asking. I'm just,
I think
so when you
from the
said balance, I'm like, what do you mean by balance? That's what I was thinking.
I meant balance as in if
Everything in moderation.
yes, that concept. Everything in moderation, that concept.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, and just this one thing about this movie, this is one of the most beautifully shot movies I have ever seen. One of the most. It is simply stunning. Just the scene of Preacher Boy's daddy's like pristine white chapel against the blue sky in the background. It just, oh God, it just looked like a holy place. It looked, and I know this movie is like a Southern Gothic, but like how white it was, it looked pure and simple, and like you can walk into that church and seek salvation. It was just, I don't know. And he walked in, and all the congregation was wearing white and their dark skin. with the white, you know what I mean? It's just like, it was just, I think that was even symbolic. Like, they try to, like, I don't know, demonize black people and people with dark skin. And oftentimes we're cast as like villains, but like, we're just as closely to godliness as anyone else. Like, I don't know. It was just beautiful to me. Just very beautiful. But,
It was beautiful him walking in the chapel, bloody and
I mean, how
damaged.
it looked. Yeah. Even honestly, even there's some really harsh scenes. I'm just like, it's just so beautifully shot. And I'm call
So,
them out. It's a beautiful film.
so let's talk about the film.
So I
The
saw it in 70 millimeters. I do not know what that means. But
Yeah,
apparently it was shot in IMAX. What's that
yeah.
mean?
So it was shot in Ultra Panavision 70 millimeter,
Okay.
which is a 65 millimeter film with an anamorphic lens.
Anamorphic. It
With,
turns to an animal?
creating a super wide aspect ratio.
Yes, yes. It's everything seemed so expansive and so wide. You're right. It seemed that's what I thought about the chapel, the church, and the sky, but the sky seemed like it stretched from horizon to horizon. It just seemed so wide.
Yes, and this marks the first time a movie has been released in both formats. So I think this is the first time anyone used the filming techniques that Ryan Coogler did.
You could
Doing
who is Ryan Krugel?
Coogler. How do you pronounce his last name?
Kugler.
Coogler, whatever.
Jesus, Ryan Krugel. Anyway, yeah, no, it looked fantastic. But all right, want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. After spending years in Chicago working for the mafia, on October 15th, 1932, the notorious identical twins and World War I veterans Smoke and Stack return home to Clarksdale, Mississippi. The twins have their eyes set on an old sawmill, which they plan to turn into a lively juke joint. Despite their reservations about the sawmill's owner, a racist man named Hogwood, the twins purchased the sawmill and its land. Using the money they skimmed off the top from the mob. Their next course of action is to find entertainers for their new club, and their younger cousin and talented guitarist Preacher Boy Sammy is ecstatic to be a part of the act. So,
When this scene opened up and it showed Michael B. Jordan next to Michael B. Jordan, I'm
mhm.
like, once again, what are we watching? What's going on?
my
But
yeah,
but the the brothers, the Smokestack twins, they low key look different. It was
you
weird,
are just like
right?
Daniil.
Like
My friend
like
Daniil said that Stack has a better body than Smoke. I said, get out my face.
I didn't say all that. I said they look different. Like the way they
Sorry,
were
I'm drinking
standing,
water, guys.
smiling, the way that like Stack was like.
Stack wears red. Why do you think Stack wears red and Smoke wears blue?
So let's think about their
Mm-hmm.
personalities. Stack is like the talker, the
Yes,
show,
smooth talker.
the smooth talker, right? He's like
Mm-hmm.
bringing people
He's a
together.
fine one.
His job, his job was to go to find the talent and to advertise the juke joint and to make sure that like people know what was going on.
He's the
And
more careless one. At one
I
point in the film, Smoke says pretty much that he always has to watch Stack's back, that he can't watch his own back. He don't have his own six. Smoke always have Stack's six. I was
yes,
a tongue twister.
but Stack brings the personality. He makes he
He's the
makes
charm.
he brings the charm, and I think that's why he wears the color red as like that fiery, outgoing, personality. I think
He's
Smoke
a little
wears.
warmer, even though not warm and like I'm nice and inviting, but like I can sweet talk you.
Yes, and I think Smoke wearing the blue, he's more colder. He's more calculating. He doesn't say much. He hangs
Strong
back. I think
silent type.
he's strong, silent. I think he's also more vicious. When
Yes.
he went on, so his
He's
role,
the slightly oldest brother.
yes, his role was to go and basically, um, um, he had to go and collect some. He went with what did he do?
I describe it in the next
The next thing,
yeah, I
okay.
describe it. But yeah,
His role was more the business side
yeah. So
transaction. That's what I say.
yeah. And it's just crazy to me that these niggas really went to Chicago for years. So um
They were gone for 7 years.
7 years. Yeah, 7 years. And I think um Smoke well, I'll jump ahead. I think Smoke's reason for going away is because the death of his child. Um Him and Annie, who were discussed later, they have a child. And I don't know if Annie had a miscarriage or we don't know how the baby died, but I think that's what incentivized him to go to Chicago and work for the mob, literally work for Al Capone. And
Crazy.
but they were World War II veterans, so I think they probably came home, realized they fought a war for a country that doesn't care, that couldn't care less about them.
Yeah.
So they went over to Chicago and start wreaking havoc there, stealing money from the Italian mafia in the 30s.
Yeah. So the Prohibition era, right?
Mm-hmm.
Al Capone, obviously in Chicago, he was known for um, bootlegging, prostitution, gambling, all the racketeering charges. He
Very
is.
scary. And you stole from him. They stole his liquor.
Yep.
They stole enough money to buy a whole sawmill.
In the South, where they don't even want to sell anything to black folk, right? Like it's in
Well, we
Mississippi.
see why Hogwood was willing to sell. We see why
Yeah.
later on, but yeah, it was so funny to me when Hogwarts looks at him. He was like, "What, y'all twins or something?" And Stack was like, "Nah, we cousins." I start cracking up. Like, uh,
Yeah.
it's just the thing about Michael B. Jordan. I told you this today. I look at him and I'm like, "Wow," and then I think he looks like our cousin, and it just completely kills the viewing experience for me. Like I literally was in the theater, like, oh my god. Then I felt my face drop when the realization hit me that he looks like our cousin. And I was just there, like pissed off. I'm like, why'd I have to think that?
So you look at
It
so you
ruined
look
it
at
for me.
so you're looking at Michael B. Jordan, and he's like, "We cousins."
Exactly. It ruined it. I couldn't believe it. Like my face just dropped, and I was pissed for like a good 2 minutes, just sitting there, like I can't even watch a movie. I can't even watch a movie. But yeah, I think yeah, I and as soon as we meet them, we meet Sammy and we hear Sammy sing. That's a young
So,
panty dropper right there.
so Sammy, he is played by Miles Canton.
This is his
Um,
debut film.
yes, he's never acted before. Apparently, he was a background singer for her.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah. Oh my,
He was
I want to hear them sing together. They both
weird.
have like deep voices. She's an alto.
Soulful
He's a
voices.
deep tenor. He can go bass. He might be able to go baritone. Actually, he is not like, oh my, they probably
Yeah,
sound
he's
beautiful
definitely
together.
baritone. He's definitely baritone.
Hmm.
But yeah, he got discovered by just an audition tape, and um, uh, Ryan, when he was auditioning with him, said that he could barely see he could barely see Miles in audition tape. He just had like a winky camera, but he heard his voice,
That's all he needs to see.
and he was like, and he brought him in on person. And apparently, he didn't know how to play guitar either. He was a piano player. So this guy had to learn how to act. He had to learn how to play guitar, and he just used his voice to take over every scene that he was in, and he was singing, and he was playing the blues, dude. Woof. So like the real thing. Let me talk about the blues real quick, right?
Cause you okay.
So I'm up and coming guitar player, and I love how this show shows the roots of the blues music, right? This movie. I always get every time we talk about TV, it feels like I call it a film. Every time we talk about a film, I call it a show. But anyway, they go deep into the roots of blues music. And nowadays, when people hear blues or they hear rock and roll or
R&B.
no, I'm just saying something country, you think like, oh yeah, that's white people music. I remember I used to think that growing up. Like, oh, that's white people music. I don't want to hear that. Give me the drums, give me the bass, right?
Give me
Like,
the 808s.
yeah, give me the 808s. But the origin of like African American music started with the banjo. Then evolved to the guitar, and it started from singing gospel music to the blues, from the blues to R&B, from R&B and rock and roll, right? And that's our imprint, right? And everything is based off of like those blues scales and techniques. And even when he goes, I guess I'll wait until he meets up with the other blues
No,
players.
say
But
that, Wendy. We could say. Yeah, I know. I was just telling you, you don't have to like. Yeah, you can talk about Delta Slim because
yes,
we're gonna
Delta,
talk about the same thing. Like that was
yes,
crazy.
like Delta Slim, and he was just a harmonica player and could sing his tail off, and that is just, oh, that's just like black culture, like in a nutshell. And I just was so excited about it.
There was this
So
one
excited.
scene, and we'll describe it later. But Delta Slim was talking about pretty much how he had a friend who got killed by the Klan, and
Mm,
they literally lynched him alive in the middle of a town square. Just barbaric things. And when Delta Slim was talking about it, he got choked up. And have you ever like tried to speak about grief and it's so hard you just go like and he did that. He just said mm, 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 mm. Then Preacher Boy Sammy started playing his guitar. That's the blues.
that's the
That's the
blues.
blues. The blues comes from pain, and we know our people have suffered a lot. So if anyone got the blues in them, it's us. That's why it's called the blues, you know what I mean? Maybe that's why. Hmm. Maybe that's why Smoke is blue. Maybe he has a little bit more of the blues in him than Stack does because he's been protecting Stack his whole life. He lost a baby. Stack
Yeah,
didn't. He killed his own father to protect Stack.
yeah.
Maybe that's why he's blue. Maybe he has the blues in him more than Stack does.
But he chooses to show it differently, and that's also a critical part of the movie too,
Mm.
right?
Oh.
Is their experiences are the same, but the way you show and handle your
You just blew
traumas,
my mind. That's why he chose Michael B. Jordan to play both of them. Because the experiences are the same. They're essentially the same person, but
yeah,
they respond to things in different ways.
yes.
What? Look at us coming to conclusion. We don't need no damn Sinners Explained. We got this. Listen. But what else did I want to say? I don't know if you remember, but remember when they found a snake in their truck?
I do. It was a
It was a
rattlesnake.
rattlesnake.
Yeah, it was in. It was hiding in amongst
In their truck, where they
their
had all
booth.
their spoils
Their,
that they
yeah,
stole.
their booths. Yep. What about it?
So, what do you think that means? I like I said, everything is shown for a reason. So there's a snake in their truck, and they kill it. What happened? I think hmm, yeah, they kill it, and I think Smoke like takes the skin off the snake too, and you just see the snake bleeding out. It was a rattlesnake. We're thinking in like real time, guys. Like I said, we did not have a lot of time. It's been a busy like month. I swear that well, May just started, but it's been a busy like mid-April. So
I think it's just another premonition, right? Because the rattlesnake was hidden amongst their most treasure, right? It like the snake was inside of what's gonna make the money and profitable, and I think it's just
mm,
a premonition that like, hey, there's something ready to bite. There's something ready to
mm,
strike. and you have to pay attention.
That
And
is
what the snake
true. Because they
what
were
the
so
snake
busy trying to protect that truck, but there's something on that truck that can seriously injure or kill you.
Yes, and it's kind of a premonition of what's going to happen the night like coming up, and what the snakes have, Mary.
Venom,
Yes, but also whether they use the
fangs.
fangs,
Yeah,
and whatever creature has fangs.
you.
Yeah, so just a fanged creature
Yeah, sounds like
is
you. Nah, but I get you. And even it might be a premonition of what's going to happen the next morning, too, after the hell that breaks loose during the opening night of Juke Joint. But, yeah, you know what? I really, and just the idea of a juke joint, I love black functions because the music going to be lit and they always going to feed you. They
yeah, that's
always
what they
going
was
to
like.
feed
Yo, we need some
They
catfish. We
always
need
going to
some
feed.
fish fry.
Yes. I
You
was
can't go to
like,
no club anymore and get no food in the club. Like that's not a thing
no, you
anymore.
can. You only in like real black. No, you can. You can.
Who
No, you can
who
get
is
wings.
eating in the
You get
club?
wings from Magic City. And I
That's a strip club.
no, but there are bars. There's a bar not too far from me. What is called? It's called something Tavern.
There is no club that you can go get like food at midnight.
Well, you got to think about Juke Joint. Juke Joint, the equivalent of Juke Joint, I don't see it as a club. I see it as like a poppin' ass bar, like a dive bar. Dive bar sounds very white, but everything's black. I wouldn't see that. Yeah, I wouldn't see that as like a club. I wouldn't see that as like a nightclub. You know what I mean? I see Juke Jam as like a swingers place. You know what I mean? I see Juke. What's the equivalent of Juke Jam? I don't know. You know them little bars you go to, and you can get some what's it called? Some butterfly shrimp in the back and some rum punch a call a day. Literally, there's a bar not too far. They got bomb butterfly shrimp and rum punch, a pool hall, like a pool house. You know what I mean? You go, you dance a little bit, but it's funny because I remember the first time I heard the word juke joint was on a Chance the Rapper. His first what's it called?
You never heard of juke joint before coloring book?
No, not coloring book. His first acid rap. His first what's it called? Mixtape. I heard of Juke Jam.
I'm thinking about juke jam. That
Yeah,
was on his
Juke Jam. But
coloring
he's from
book, wasn't it?
Chicago, and the term juke joint is a Chicago thing. And he has this
Uh,
ones. He was like, "We gonna have." I know that what the essence of a juke joint is and juke jam, but I never used that term before. You know what I mean? I would say like a hoedown or like a party. You know what I mean? But I'm like, this place seems fun. This place seems
yo,
real fun.
it's very fun.
Yeah.
So when Stack was, when he was collecting all of like the talent and advertising for the opening night, when Mary,
Well, do you want me to? Do you want me to
yeah,
read it?
let's read it.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Stack persuades the gifted blues musician and local drunk Delta Slim to perform on opening night for $40 in Irish beer, another spoil from his time with the mob. They also acquired the sultry songstress Perline, and Preacher Boy is immediately smitten with her. While sealing the deal with Delta Slim and Perline, Stack's childhood friend and ex-girlfriend Mary approaches him, scolding him for abandoning her. Stack also recruits the burly sharecropper Cornbread to work as club security. Meanwhile, Smoke goes to local Chinese shopkeepers Grace and Bo to have a sign made and visits his estranged wife Annie to ask her to cook for opening night. Annie is a hoodoo priestess, and she refills Smoke's mojo bag, a charm that she gave Smoke to wear on his neck that she believes has kept him safe all these years. As the sun sets elsewhere, Irish immigrant vampire Remick seeks shelter from the Choctaw vampire hunters that pursue him. He convinces a Klansman and his wife to let him inside and converts them both to vampires moments later. So, let's see. So,
When,
okay, so
so one point I want to say is when Mary walked up to Stack and was like, "How'd you leave me?" And she was basically making a scene in public, a white woman
yeah,
talking about
because
how she slept with him in public.
mm-hmm.
I'm
Do you
like,
want this
oh
man tarred and lynched? Do you want him
yes,
lynched?
I'm like, oh my god, that was a terrifying was one of the scariest parts of the whole movie. To be honest, but you
White
like
women are terrifying. White women have such
terrifying.
a power. Like they're very terrifying, and they know it. That's why they're not scared of bears and like wolves and like they know it.
Right.
They know it. But yeah, I thought so. And even Preacher Boy, he was like, this white woman staring at you because he knows this is bad news. Is this before or after Emmett Till? I would,
I was about to mention Emmett too. I can look it up real
but
quick.
even so, there's probably countless other examples of that other than Emmett Till. You don't talk to white women. Even
Emmett Till was about a decade later, but still,
still, you know what I mean? It's that culture is still it's even worse then, you know?
yeah.
I remember even later on in the film when Mary makes her way into the juke joint, Preacher Boy has his hat on, but when he talks to Mary, he takes his hat off to speak
Yep,
to her because it's like this is a white woman. This could be a life and death situation.
yep.
So yeah, but Delta Slim, he is hilarious. He is absolutely hilarious. But I like the conversation they had. So Stat goes up to Delta Slim and he's like, "Listen, I'll pay you $20 a night to play opening night at our juke joint." He's like, "No, I got things to do. I've been playing at the same club every night for this amount of money every night." And he's like, they're not paying you that much per night. And he's like, Stack's like, they're not paying you $20 a night. And Stack's like, you're Delta Slim's like, you're not paying me $20 a night. You'll pay me $20 for one night. Pretty much saying, what I got going on now is consistent money. I am a black man. I don't have many options. I'm not ruining my chance at a consistent stream of income for your juke joint that can be here today and gone tomorrow.
And does the Smokestack twins have a reputation?
Yeah, they're gangsters.
The gangster,
Everyone's
everyone's scared
afraid
of
of
them.
them.
Yes, they have a reputation. They're like, we don't really trust y'all. Something's gonna go down.
You know what's so funny? This may be very off topic. Have you ever heard me and DQ been talking about it? If you don't know him, it's fine. Have you ever heard a rapper named King Von?
No.
So King Von got killed a few years ago. And at first everyone was all sad, like, oh Von, rest in peace, King Von. But now people are coming out and saying, I'm glad that nigga dead. He was a terror. Like, and they just talked about all this, like how he like would terrorize the community. And when King Von died, they could go outside now. Like, one person's like, I'm glad he dead. He's like, yo, when I found out he died, I was so happy. I cooked all day. Like everyone was
Wow.
happy. So I imagine when the Smokestack twins came back to town, they're like, oh my God.
Oh my god.
We inside. They came back. They came back.
Like Smoke shot a nigga who was looking at his truck.
And then
like,
he said he shot the other dude who almost got away. He was like, so you can't tell nobody that you almost robbed the Smokestack twins.
Exactly.
It's all that their reputation precedes them.
Yes. Yes. Straight gangster.
I'm sorry, I'm so thirsty. But yeah, Delta Slim's performance very, very strong. I was like, I wouldn't do it either. But that Irish beer.
Irish beer.
And he's
when
an
you got
alcoholic. Huh?
When you got a taste of the Irish beer.
Listen, that nigga started singing. He started cooning. He started cooning. Sammy was there too. He drank that beer. Next thing you know, he was on that harmonica like. And because remember at first Sammy was going to give him a taste of what he was playing because they're at this train station and Delta stopped him. He was like, no, I play here. This is my corner.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're not going to come here. And it's like that. There's limited opportunities, man. Like black people are getting paid less and being shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm not messing up a good thing. But when the liquor gets to you. And then, yeah, Mary, I did feel for Mary. You remember what she said to Stack?
She said something about her mother, and he didn't send any flowers when her mother passed away.
Yeah, because I think her mother raised them. You know what I mean? Because like, yeah, I guess you shot your daddy, and they might have ran away to Mary's house, and it's like you couldn't even send no flowers. This woman who raised you, you didn't come by, you just abandoned me, and we find out that Stack pretty much he didn't want her to be with him because he knows he is not a good man. So, yeah. And One thing that was really funny is when Stack went to cornbread.
Okay.
Um, like he came up to cornbread, and cornbread's a sharecropper. He's like picking cotton in the fields with his wife, and Stack comes over and he's like speaking profanely, and cornbread's like, my wife's right here, and he was like, well, you and your wife, and cornbread's like, what? He about to fight him, and he was like, that's what she gonna be saying. She gonna let you hit that when you start making all this money. She may even let you put her pecker in your mouth. Her pecker in her mouth. I was like, yo, this dude is crazy, just talking crazy. But when he talked about money, the wife was like, how much money? I don't like being a sharecropper. Like, I don't like working like a slave, I'm not a slave, I am a slave. Like, I don't like
And don't even get paid in real money,
yeah, they literally just get paid in amenities.
in amenities,
Like,
or like even little tokens
so it's
that
the
they can
same as
trade
like
for.
indentured servitude.
No, because they don't own a debt. They live
Okay.
on a land, and they have to meet a quota. So pick enough cotton, and the renter, they take a portion of it. The other portion they get to keep.
Sounds like a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's basically I own the land, but I don't want to work it. You harvest the land and give me a portion of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But obviously it's not fair because this is 1930 and they mistreat black people every time they can. So
And speaking of the who they also meet, Grace and Bo, the local Chinese shopkeepers. So what you taught me something about the Chinese that lived in the area, about the
yeah,
Chinese
apparently,
community in that area during that time.
yeah, there's apparently a rich history of Chinese Americans in the Mississippi Delta, and this movie just kind of reflected that. So
Let me see. So, according to Wikipedia, the earliest Chinese settlers in the Mississippi Delta were laborers recruited by cotton planters to supplement the recently emancipated African freedmen during Reconstruction. Uh so the earliest Chinese settlers in the Mississippi Delta were laborers recruited by cotton planters to supplement. So I guess when people got freed, they got the Chinese to do it.
yeah, they needed help. They needed help, and they brought the Chinese settlers in. Yep, yep, that makes
By
sense.
the end of the 1870s, the Chinese had abandoned the plantations and began opening small family owned grocery stores and in many small towns in the Delta. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, that's history. Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, wait, there's Chinese people down there? But I didn't know the history. Even though um it kind of sounds familiar because I remember I was watching something about the 14th Amendment
They
that
were still
gave,
classified as colored.
yeah,
What were you saying?
classified as, no, the amendment that basically gave slaves citizenship. The Congress at that time was worried that if, like, it was basically, if you were born here, you're a citizen, birthright citizenship, and they were concerned that would that mean that Chinese born citizens would become citizens, and
Hmm.
they were really debating about that. So that must have meant that there was a large Chinese population back in 1860s, and that kind of extended obviously until to now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's another good thing about this movie is showing other cultures and how it's like really like. And I even
Everything's
even have
connected.
everything's connected, right? And I even have a friend who's from Mississippi, and he's like, "Yeah, man, like that reminded me of home. The way like the shots and everything." He's like, "Yo, it kind of still looks like that."
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Um,
crazy.
One thing that was interesting to me before Smoke goes into the store and after he shot those two men for going in his truck. Well, no, no, no. Before he goes to the store, he has his little girl come and like keep watch. He was like, if you see anyone come to the truck, you blow that horn. And then he taught her how to negotiate. He taught her how to haggle. And
Yeah,
then, yeah.
he does.
And then when he went inside, he did the same haggling with Grace, and Grace is a haggler. Grace is a haggler. She haggled him down, like, so that was fun to watch. I like the moments of humor in this film.
So let's jump to Sunset, right?
Well, wait. I want to talk about a mojo bag. Have you ever heard of that before?
So I never heard of a mojo bag. I didn't heard of hoodoo. I heard of voodoo,
Nah.
which
Mm-hmm.
is like the Haitian like
No, voodoo is in
doctrine.
Haitian. So I actually listened to a podcast about this like a few years ago. So Vadoon is the I could be wrong. Vadoon is the original like African based ethno religion. Not really a religion, is more like a based on ancestors and like good and evil. You know what I mean? Voodoo is a very voodoo is kind of like I don't mean to discredit anything, but it's kind of like the Americanized woo like spooky version of it, you know what I mean, that you see in like that everyone knows, like the one that's more for like for play and for like entertainment, when you go to Louisiana, it's like, oh, it's voodoo, hoodoo is the more like I think ancestral version of that. So it all comes from this ethno religion. And I say ethno religion because it's not so much like worship as in religion, but more like a reverence for like things in your that's ethnically like it's esoteric. So meaning like it's um it's like central to a small subset of people. And if you don't know, you know what I mean, as a part of religion where it's like bigger, but I'm getting off track. So a mojo bag, according to Wikipedia, in the African American spiritual practice called hoodoo, is an amulet consisting of a flannel bag containing one or more magical items. It is a prayer in a bag or a spell that can be carried with or in the host body. So Smoke was kind of like he doesn't believe in hoodoo or the mojo bag because he's like, how come it didn't protect our baby that died? But listen, he gonna believe soon enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, yeah, let's go to after sunsets. Yeah.
So when Remick
Mm-hmm.
falls out of the sky and he
That
runs
was
to that
great. How he
house,
just drops out of
drop.
nowhere. Oh, that was
I was
great.
like, I was like, what is going
Yeah,
on?
I
And
love it. He just drops
he knocks on the door and he's like, let me in. The Indians are trying to get me.
the engines.
Engines, right? And you can tell. I try not to say that, but
No, but
you
we're
can.
mimicking what they say. The engines. Yeah.
So you can tell that they showed that he had like clan the couple had clan robes in the chair
Mm-hmm.
in the back. So he knew that he could play on that on their racism. So
How?
they
What
let
did he
him in.
say? What do you mean?
He basically was like the Indians are trying to
The
get me.
engines. Yeah.
Okay, Mary. All right, they're trying to get me. So
And then he
I
was
think
like, "Oh, are you sure they're not just fair skinned niggers?"
okay. Okay,
Oh
wait a
god.
second. Yeah, so when they let him in and the Choctaw rode up and was like, "Hey, have you guys seen a man come in?" And they were like, "Go away." And he was like, "If you invited him into your home,
Mm-hmm.
you're in grave danger." I'm like, "This nigga's a vampire."
I didn't peep. I did not peep it was a vampire until later.
Until well, even when she walked in,
You know,
even
that's a good point. When did I peep there were vampires?
when she walked into the home and he just had blood over his face and she was laying there and he's like, he's better now. And then her husband gets up and they look at each other. That's why I
You
was
know
like,
what?
oh,
Did
these
I?
vampires?
I know, but I'm trying to figure out if he said if you invited them in your home that I think vampires.
Mm,
I think yeah. I think no. I think I only caught it when his face was all bloody and he bit the Klansman.
yeah. No, that's when everything was like, whoa, they just got
It's a horror
a,
film.
a lot more serious.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a horror film because this whole time it hasn't been, but I think that's what makes the movie so great. Like
It's different genres,
it's just giving
right?
depth to things. It's giving
Different
depth to things. It's not just and like I said, I told you this before we started recording. I love how this movie sticks to the what's it called? The stereotypical the prototypical vampire. I love
Yeah.
that because if we're talking about myth, something that's been around for centuries, something that's well established, the rules don't change. We're not making new things. These people don't glitter in the sunlight. You know what I mean? We're talking garlic, we're talking steaks, we're talking night walkers, we're talking need to be invited in, can't see your reflection in the mirror, all of that. I love it because it just makes it seem this world, you know what I mean? It follows rules. So yeah, I really I like I like how they didn't try anything new. Like these are
It would have
vampires.
overcomplicated. You already got Michael B. Jordan playing two niggas, right? They're already at 1932, right? Like this is too much. It's too much going on. You don't need new vampires.
But you know what
Just
I mean? I like it makes it
yeah,
seem
yeah,
more cemented. Like, oh, these are
yeah,
real ancient evil creatures. This is real. And
yes.
I really did like that. And Remick, who played Remick? Let me see. What is his
Remick was
name?
we got it in the notes.
Jack O'Connell.
He killed
That
it.
white man ate down. That white man ate down. Ate
Eight down.
down.
Okay.
I had
He killed it.
oh, there's one scene. Ryan, I'm gonna talk about it as soon as we get to it. I had goosebumps, James. I had goosebumps. It's not the scene that you think. Not the scene that you think that everyone loves. Goosebumps. So uh yeah. Yeah. That so yeah, I wasn't sad for the Klansmen at all. I'm glad the
Oh, no, I was
yeah,
like clapping, like eat them up, eat more up, get more of them.
like
Like
could you just eat them and not turn them? Just eat them. But
yeah.
I'm glad the Choctaw are okay. That's and someone I read a YouTube comment and it was like it would have been great if we really saw a little more of like the Choctaw vampire hunters.
So
And
like
I was like, I didn't think
I
of them as vampire hunters. That would be interesting. That's a whole other movie. We don't have time for that. But that'd be like an interesting little spinoff, maybe.
it would, but like I kind of get it. Like the Choctaw
You live in
Nation.
Choctaw now, so you understand everything.
No, I'm a Choctaw.
I can't.
So so
You're
the
locked
Choctaw.
in. You understand their culture since you moved there. That's crazy.
So the Choctaw Nation are isolated of the isolated.
Are they?
Think about it, right? We have no. Think about it. I'm gonna paint the
I don't
picture.
know anything about it, so
You
I
have
just left for me to
you
think
have.
about.
Oh, so shut up and let me talk. You have the Jim Crow South with the black people and the white people segregated.
Okay.
You have the Chinese, right, who are there intermingled amongst them. But outside of all of that, you have the natives, right, the Native Americans who are completely separate. That and they are the one who knows the truth. They are one who more spirit like knows more like about nature and like are tracking down these vampires and trying to prevent the vampires. Most likely,
Why? Because they was there first.
either they were there first or they were. I don't know if this is like jumping to conclusions, but like it makes sense that they're like separated and they know how to kill the vampires and no one else even knows they exist. Right? It just makes sense to me that the outside like nation knows stuff that the rest of like America is too privileged to have to worry about, if that makes sense, right? And they can see basically they see the the white vampire and like you're the white devil and chases after them, and when everyone else is like, I think it just kind of just that just kind of stood up to me that like the Choctaw Nation they would know about the vampires, you know. Um, even you mentioned the Twilight reference, right? Even like Twilight, like the Indian like tribe, they knew about vampires, and I just feels like they're more tend to be more in tune with nature and all that stuff. So I thought that was actually really pretty cool. All right, yeah, I agree that it would have been cool like to show more of
Yeah,
them.
but we don't got the time for that. That'll be. I feel
Yeah,
like that has to be like a whole separate because it's like you said, they know about this, so it'll be interesting. To be like, what's your knowledge about this? How long have you been hunting them? Have you been
exactly.
hunting them this whole time?
This whole time, like, are we safe because you've been hunting them?
Hmm.
Thank you.
But yeah, they said that the highest numbers of the Choctaw is in Oklahoma, Alabama, Louisiana, and Mississippi,
Yep,
the
yep.
southeast. All right.
Yeah, they got to Oklahoma doing a Trail of Tears, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. You want me to continue?
Continue. Let's go. Let's go.
When it's finally time to debut the juke joint, Sammy's performance is otherworldly, and his music attracts vampire Remick and his newly converted friends. The trio try to convince Cornbread and the others to let them inside, but they are refused at the door. Mary offers to leave Juke Joint and speak with Remick and the others to see if they had any sinister ulterior motives. Mary senses danger when she meets with the vampires, but she's too late. Remick bites her and transforms her. Once Cornbread invites Mary back inside, she seduces Stack and bites him. While Mary is killing Stack, Cornbread leaves his post by the door, asking Delta Slim to cover for him so that he can relieve himself outside. Remick finds Cornbread alone and bites him as well. Back inside, Smoke interrupts Stack's and Mary's lovemaking to find Mary feeding on Stack, a pool of blood around them. Smoke shoots Mary, but to no avail. She runs out of Juke Joint unscathed to join her new family of the living dead. So,
There's a lot to digest
you want to
in
talk
these
about
scenes.
that scene? The
Yes, let's talk
scene.
about that scene.
All right.
Right.
Let's talk about that scene. All right, so it's opening night finally, and Delta Slim, after his performance, he introduces Sammy, and Sammy sings a song about his father. He sings a song that he wrote about his father. Let me see if I can pull up the lyrics because I like them. I like them a lot. Let's see. I just remembered that song. So, traveling. That's not it.
It's called I Lied to
I
You.
lied to you. All right, let me see. Let me turn my volume down and look at these lyrics.
I'll find it.
Something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. It might hurt you. Hope you don't lose your mind. Well, I was just a boy, about 8 years old. You threw me a Bible on that Mississippi road. See, I love you, Papa. You did all you could do. They say the truth hurts, so I lie to you. Yes, I lie to you. I love the blues. And just, it's, we didn't talk about it, but Jedediah, his father, he's a preacher, fire and brimstone preacher. And, anything in their minds that is secular is the devil's music. So, of course, he doesn't want his son playing the guitar, but he loves it. He has a natural talent for it. Like Annie said in that opening monologue, he is one of the generational talents that heal people with their music and also attracts evil. That's his truth. That's his legacy. And he knows that. So it's not easy for him to just give it all up, you know?
And he's dang good at it.
His
He is
voice,
his voice is so
smooth as
powerful,
butter, but
smooth
powerful.
as butter, and like you said, the heavy baritone.
Why is a voice that someone of his age should not have?
Oh, he's like 19 years old when he recorded it, when this movie was filmed.
Oh, Jesus.
19 years old.
I meant the
And
character, but the fact that the actual actor is that young.
actually, actor is 19 years old.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And just,
So when Sammy was singing, and the
I
whole
lied to
juke
you.
joint is, I lied to you. When the whole juke joint is like jamming and like vibing, and then he gets up and put his leg on the stage
Yes.
as he's ripping off riffs, on his blues solos, and like
You see this like electric 80s funk guitarist do the same thing. And then you see, and so there's a scene where a girl's twerking in the kitchen what's that type of music? To like,
trap.
not trap. You know how like in the 80s and 90s music sounded like boop, burp, burp,
Techno.
like techno rap. Yeah, it sounded like they took like pots and pans and hit it, and she's like twerking in the kitchen. My friend Danae was like, "That's you, Mary." And I was like, "That is me. I've twerked in a lot of kitchens at a lot of house parties." Like, and like, we even see the Chinese like dancers like fight dancing in the background, and then you see like African tribal dancers moving, and it's just first I
there
thought the
was
scene.
weren't there natives as well dancing,
What do you mean natives?
like Native Americans? Like I thought they were part of the. I thought they were dancing too. I can't remember. I can't remember. But the thing that got me, that I think this is one of the most like iconic scenes of the whole film, is that it just shows, like they said, like I heard people describe, like they haven't seen black culture shown in this type of way, just all kind of summed up in one throughout time, that like this music, even though we've been taken from like our homes 400 years ago and dropped on this continent, that same thread still stays. It's in DNA, and that thread transcends time, and not just the past, but also the future. Like you talk about the hip hop or the rock and roll.
They only
And
think it's like hip hop and R&B now. We the backbone of all this.
literally, it is
Our
literally like
drums, the backbone of
music.
all this.
There's a lot of music theory that's based on the blues and those concepts,
Negro spirituals,
rhythms, and
gospel
the
music,
spirituals,
African drum. Like
performance
it's all
songs.
us, child.
Like literally, it is so like the imprint that we have in culture. Even when we travel the road, right? We go on travel the road, and like they're listening to the same sort of music, and it is powerful.
Mm.
And that whole scene was just like, wow, this is.
At first, I didn't like it. At first, I thought it was kind of corny. I know. I'm like the only one that said first I did not like it. I thought it was. I didn't think it was done in a way that seemed seamless. It seemed kind of jarring.
It was jarring. Like they jumped in and had like some hip hop tracks in it. Like the actual music changed. You know what I
It sure
mean? Like
did. And they do that a lot. They do, like when people are speaking about certain things, you hear the audio of that situation in the background. And that's kind of interesting. Like when Delta Slim was talking about his friend being killed by the Klan, you heard like yelling in the background, and like um they do that. Like they really enhance the narrative of the dialogue by like kind of putting a soundtrack behind it. But yeah, the music did change. The music did change, and it became this like conglomerate of the black influence. I have a more appreciation for it now, but it was kind of jarring. I didn't like it. I feel like it took me out of the movie in a way, but I completely understand the concept. I completely why people like it, but when I first watched it, I was like, it's kind of taking me out of things. But yeah, was that your favorite scene? Was that your favorite scene? You're the
no.
phantom miming with Aileen.
Yeah. No, that wasn't that wasn't my favorite
Okay.
scene.
Okay.
Um I think so I was also I was terrified for this scene when I first saw it as well.
The ballet dancer popped up and you got scared. Like just like how they popped up
No,
out of nowhere.
just yeah, I thought that, so we were raised also that anything outside of gospel music is sinful, you know. And when that scene happened, I felt as though like, whoa, did he just open up the gates of hell singing? And it
He
like
kind of did.
it yeah, and it like terrified me about, because the way I thought was like, man, like I thought they were trying to show that, hey, this music is actually evil, and like, but when it kept going on, and like when they showed like the hip hop folks, and it still had a creepiness to it,
Because these
like
are
a really
spirits,
strong.
yeah. He cracked
Yeah.
the veil. He opened the veil, and
Yes.
everyone came rushing forth, the good and
And,
the bad, and the
and as
neutral.
as he was singing, the whole mill set ablaze,
Hmm.
and it was translucent. And then you just saw the three vampires standing out there watching from the outside. And I think that's also like iconic and like symbolic rather as well, right? Is that like the devil likes what you're doing. He likes your gifts, and he wants to take your gifts as his own,
Mm.
and corrupt them and use it to establish his kingdom that he's trying to do.
Mm.
Right. And I felt that's like how like that whole vampire was trying to do. Right. He's basically, what's his name?
Remick.
Remick. Remick was like, hey, I want Sammy's gift because Sammy can help me connect with my ancestors
What I
and
lost.
the people I lost. And basically, he could bring that back for me. So he wanted Sammy's gift. And that's why I think, about blues and all that stuff is not inherently evil, but it could be used for evil, right? And used to because once again, it's a gift, you know?
There's something about moral ambiguity sometimes that's a little more scary than straight evil. Like
Yeah.
I may be going way off topic, but when I don't know, when I watch like a Miyazaki film and they have like they depict like a god or something, you can't really tell if they're good or evil. They just kind of exist, and like
Even Greek mythology, the same thing.
some of them are just evil and selfish. But yeah, it's kind of scary because it's like your version of good and evil is not my version of good and evil, so you are unpredictable. I don't know
Yes, but
what you're
this
gonna
is,
do.
I don't think there's any ambiguity at all about. So,
I
so
think
actually,
with I think
it's like
yeah.
there is,
Hmm.
there is because
They're
you know
still there.
the vampires are still there, and when they come and actually trying to join, and I know we have sections we go in detail about this, but when they go and try to join the group and join the juke jam, when basically they're exposed, they offer them salvation through death.
I have a theory about that. You want me to say
Yeah.
that now?
Yeah, let's just jump into it
Okay,
now.
okay. We can go back, but okay, okay. What are the wages of sin?
Death.
The wages of sin is death, right? So we know that in this world, these
Uh,
vampires are the closest thing to immortal as you can get. This movie is
mm,
called Sinners.
it's called
So
sinners and the
in their
wages.
mind, they're like, let me have you born again into a semi eternal life.
Oh, that is so sick.
And we see
Yeah.
later on in the scene, we're jumping ahead, but whatever. Sammy kind of gets baptized by Remick. Like
He gets what? I'm
he
sorry?
gets baptized by Remick.
Yeah.
He kind of gets baptized. So that's just my interpretation. But
No, all that makes so much sense because um the vampires essentially the way they were like cultish,
yeah.
right?
Even
They were
the
like
yeah, yeah. Even when
even the way how they first showed up and they were just like playing like
Go
their show
Lassie.
tune.
Oh yeah, before that. Yeah. When they like all did that little corny movement when they moved their bed, I cracked up. I was like, this is peak whites. This is peak white. Your
Yes.
watered down version of what we got popping up in here is
Exactly.
crazy.
Like no one wants your corny folk
But it was
music.
cute though. I did
It
like
was
the
cute.
music.
They played well. They could play, but I'm not like sit up here like dancing and soulful when you play like this like folk, this corny slow folk music. Like I wasn't for
It
it.
don't make you it make you like tap your foot. It don't make you want to shake something. You know what I mean? You got
It's like
inside
oh
Perlene
yeah,
busting the house down, like stomping
yes.
and like, oh my Perlene. She put her back into it. She put her back into it. And I like afterward, like after Sammy sung, you remember that scene where Stack was telling them how to perform?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
He
remember.
said
Yeah.
she found that button. You found that button, didn't you? But yeah, so when Mary goes outside to investigate, because Mary, she looks very white. But it's fun. You could tell DQ's from Erie because he kept saying, "What is she?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What is she? She's mixed." I was like, "Is she?" I didn't see it. I thought she was just white, but he's from Erie and everyone there is mixed. So he was like, "No, she's mixed." So I was like, "Oh, I guess she is black." But it was so funny when she first came in. Like I said, she comes into the juke joint before she gets transformed, and Preacher Boy approaches her, takes his hat off because he's talking to a white woman. He's like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "I'm here because I want to be," or something like that. He's like, "Oh, I'm with the Smokestack twins." He's like, "Smokestack? Boy, if you don't get the out of my face," I start cracking up. I start cracking up. And then she realized, oh, this is Sammy. I know him.
Little Sammy, I know little Sammy.
And she brought him a drink, but she understands that she is a white passing woman. So she's like, "Let me go outside. I'm a lot less threatening than Smoke and Stacks black behind. So let me go outside and see what's going on," because they found out that they're in the red. Like uh
They're losing
they're
money. They're
losing
losing
money.
money because the sharecroppers don't have any money.
They just have
They're
that wooden tokens.
yes, and they're allowing that to happen because I feel like
They want to. You kind of gotta. If you want people to come back, you can't overcharge them. Like they were
yes,
charging 50 cents for beer. I was like, that's expensive back then.
yes, you need to keep your clientele if you want
Mm-hmm.
the juke joint to go. But also, smoke is like, hey, I need to like pay my debts now,
Mm-hmm.
so I need to make money now. So that's that like twin dichotomy as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
He even says it. He said what he said. I'm not a smooth talker, and I ain't no spiritual person like Annie, but I know money. Like I know this, and we are losing money. So yeah,
yeah,
Mary's like, I'm a white passing woman. Let me go out there. They're gonna be nice to me. They're not gonna do nothing to me. And when she goes out there,
and she went out there because they thought she had money.
no, because yeah, they had money. She was like, "Y'all got money to spend." So she's like, "Let me see what's going on." Are y'all? Because when the Remick and his gang came to the door, they were like, "Are you Klan? Like, what's the catch? Like, why do you want to come here to spend money? There's hundreds of white bars you can go to and like places you can go. Why you want to come here? Are you setting us up?" So she was like, "Listen, we need this money." And white people got more money than us. Let me see what's going on. Because they are like, well, maybe they do just want to chill. So she went out there to scope them out pretty much. And when she goes out there, they're playing this creepy but beautiful song called Where Ye Go, Lassie Go. And let me just read you the lyrics. Oh, the summertime has come, and the trees are sweetly blooming. The wild mountain thyme grows around a bloomin' heather. Where ye go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme around the blooming heather. Where ye go, lassie, go. And like you said, that's that sense of like cultish community. They sound like they're speaking of the afterlife. They sound like they're saying, we are dead, and together we're going to go to the land of milk and honey and flowers blooming. And heather is a type of like flower. It's kind of, it's pretty. And it's like, will you come with me? Will you join us into peace and leave this world of oppression? You know? And it's
And
actually beautiful. Creepy as hell, but it is beautiful.
so that's that whole thing is so deep. So when when the Irish immigrated to America,
Mm-hmm.
they were also persecuted.
Mm-hmm. And they will not let you hear about. Oh,
Right.
we were slaves too. Oh, shut
Yeah.
up.
So the like they went through a lot, like in all seriousness.
Yeah, I know,
But
I know. I'm just tired of
yes,
people using that as a counter argument. Like we don't have to compare traumas, but yeah.
but yes, they were persecuted, and it wasn't until a long time. It took a long time for Irish people to be considered white, right? Um, and the the deep part is even when they fled Ireland, because Ireland was like um conquered and everything, and it was like Ireland had a lot of wars, and like when they fled from Ireland and went to America, right? They were persecuted in Ireland, hated in America, and now they're vampires. And now as vampires, they are doing some of the same crap that happened to them. Like they're going and hunting down, these like the party goers, you know,
Juke
and what they're
jammers.
the juke jammers, right? And they're trying to say, if you come with us, like you said, the wages of sin is death. You come and die, you can get eternal life.
He even
And they're
said something when Mary came out there. Remick was like, "I sense a great pain," and she was like, "Yeah, my mom died." And he said something along the lines of, "I wish in my heart that we met sooner. I would have liked to save your mother from her fate."
oh yeah,
Yeah,
he did say that, and that I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that until later. Meaning he wished he could have turned her into.
ain't that like the devil always promise you something they can't do?
They can't do
It may
right.
seem like immortality, but it's not immortality. Because as soon as the sun come out, you're a goner.
They're, they're dead. They're soulless.
Hmm.
They're dead. And it was
You don't
it was
age, but you're not immortal.
it was actually sad when Mary, like when she saw Remick drooling,
Hmm.
And she got scared and got up and
She
walked
saw that
away. He
black.
just,
She pulled out that gun immediately. She said, "What the going on here?"
what
Like,
is going on? And um, then she just goes back into the juke joint.
she like, cornbread. You gonna let me in?
You gonna let me
Now
in?
I'm gonna be so more careful about who I let in my home.
Yo, after this movie,
It's
like
so simple too.
my coworker was about to walk towards my office and stayed outside the door. He was like, "Hey, you gonna let me in?" I'm like, "You can get out the house." Or Eileen was coming from the parking lot, and I got in the car first, and she was like, "You gonna let me in?" I'm like, "You gonna walk?"
You gonna? That's right. I don't know where you've been. Cornbread
I
went
don't
to
know where
pee and
you
he came
been.
back a demon. You gonna walk?
Like,
Shoot,
you
let
gonna walk?
yourself in.
You gonna sit in the car, or you gonna
And that's
walk?
so scary. What if you unlock the door? Is that a nonverbal invitation? What
I don't
constitutes an
know.
invitation?
I don't
What if you
know. I
gave a
wouldn't even.
sarcastic remark? Is that an invitation?
I have welcome signs on my door. I took off, Mary.
Yeah. Is that a permanent invitation? Oh my god.
Oh my god! Like,
I gotta read some. I gotta get into the occult. Not in that way, but I gotta learn how to defend myself. But
we already proved in The Last of Us that we are not
we're not equipped for anything. We're not
we're not
equipped for
equipped for
anything.
anything.
But
No, but this whole, as soon as is, I guess, a few things, right?
one thing.
One,
Oh, well, I'm gonna say something after you say something.
okay, so one, this is a horror film made by a black director who
Niggas.
loves horror films, and I love that a black person didn't die first. The Klans member died first. Right? Typically, the horror movie trope is the black person dies first, is the first one killed by the monster, and they reversed it.
The
It was like, you
monster
know what?
or
Let's
the
get,
slasher. Yeah.
yes, the first, let's
Or the
reverse it. Let's get,
virgin. No, the girl who has sex is the first person killed in slasher films. It's like the
well,
feet.
recently after, is it
No,
black people?
literally, since like Freddy. If you have sex in a movie, you're dying. If you're a woman, it's a penalty for losing
Yeah,
your innocence. But
wow.
you're right. Yes, it's either the virgin or the black person. Well,
Hmm.
the slut, I guess,
The
quote
slut or the
unquote, or the black
blacks
person. Yeah.
or the black sauce.
The one thing that was interesting. So Mary comes back into the club. Scary Mary comes back into the juke joint.
You are scary, Mary.
Remember Scary Terry from Rick and Morty? He was like a fake Freddy Cougar. Scary Terry. They didn't have the rights to Freddy Cougar, so they had Scary Terry. They literally said that. But she comes back into the club and she kisses Stack. And Stack takes a step back and she was like, "What's wrong?" And listen, we know that Mary's married. Like, he set her up to marry a nice white man. And one line I thought was kind of funny. She was like, "I didn't want to be white. I want to be with you." But she kisses him and she's pretty much like, "Why are you hesitating?" And he says something that you can interpret two different ways. He said, "You somebody else's now." But because of his accent and like the way Southerners talk and black people talk, it sounds like he says, "You somebody else now."
Mm.
So it's like, what is he saying? You somebody else is like you're married, or he can sense that something's not right.
Or even somebody else's is, you belong to your husband, or you now belong to the
Or you
devil.
belong to the nation of the undead. Yeah.
Right? Or you're somebody else. You're no longer mine.
That's
Right?
sad. And after he confessed to her, you know what I mean? Like, that was really sad. That was really sad. So, one thing, this is way off topic, but like something about smoke is a character on its own. Like, if
What?
you, that's why you got to watch it again. The smoke that smoke exhales when he's smoking is a character on its own.
What does that mean?
It means that it's kind of used as like a punctuation for like his sentences or like important moments. Like, something weird will happen or say something and he'll like exhale and you'll just see the smoke. Like the director, someone pays attention to the smoke. I can't describe it, but it's beautiful. That's why I need to watch it again. Just look at the smoke. There's something about when he exhales smoke, it's always pronounced. You see it. You know what I mean? And like it kind of like punctuates important sentences and important moments. Like right when I think Smoke is standing on like a balcony and looking down at Mary and Stack kissing, and then you have a shot of him and he's standing there and exhaling smoke. So it's like there's something about when you see smoke exhaling and letting the smoke go. Something's about it. It's intentional. I can't go any further because we have enough time, but the next time you should watch this movie. Even though recording again, watch the movie again, James. Do it. And you'll
Yeah.
see it in theaters. In theaters. There's
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
about his smoke. Maybe I'll look that up. But yeah. Let me see if there's anything else. And cornbread scared me when he came back.
So I saw the whole scene on Facebook after the movie where Cornbread one he's so big
He's in so
and
many movies. He's in 8 Mile. He was that slow dude, Eminem's friend. What was
yeah,
his name? I don't remember.
I don't remember, but anyway, so he went to go pee,
He went
right?
to go see a
uh,
man about a dog.
yes, I go see a man, man again. He went to go pee.
And my thing is, about all the people to watch the door, you chose drunk Delta Slim, the drunkard, and
The
even
druggie.
Smoke was like, and you chose him to watch the door. I start cracking up.
So when he went to go pee and like right during the night, I'm like, oh no, he about to get eaten.
Yeah,
So then
that's
he
so
comes
embarrassing.
back.
Getting eaten with your wee wee out.
It is, and he comes back and he's like, all right, y'all gotta let me on in. And they're like, and he looked at him like,
You've been
this
coming
big
back
nigga,
to
you can walk
perform.
in whenever you want. Like, what? And he's like, I'm gonna be polite now. You've been out in and out of here all
And
night.
he said something. He said that same. He said, "Now we all is one people."
Yeah.
That's what gave it away. But even like Annie noticed before, when the white people first came, Remick and his friends, she noticed their sharp teeth. She like Annie was like, there was a glimpse of like sharpness to their teeth. So Annie, I need a friend like Annie, like she, they would have let him in, but she was like, wait, why you need an invitation? And
Exactly.
he ain't gonna say because of her cooking. He was like, I ran to the bathroom because you cooking with that old grease. It's like, I ain't cooking with no old grease. It's like this
Mhm.
movie's funny, but it doesn't take away from the tension of the situation.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And then even he was like, y'all gotta let me in so we could do what we supposed to do. And
What
they
do you
looked at
mean?
each
You
other.
got to what mission you doing? What you talking about?
What we supposed to do? To love one another.
I was like, absolutely not. You know how when someone acting too nice, they up to something.
Like, absolutely not, yo.
Yeah.
It's like, and they were like, absolutely not. But he had, but Smoke had to pay him. He had to pay him. And as soon as he went to pay him, that dude grabbed him so quick. And I was like, ugh. But Smoke, with his
Smoke was
reaction, shot
quicker.
him right in the
Right
face.
in the face. I said, Smoke.
That scene was crazy. It had everything. Like you said, the fear, the laughing. It was crazy. Let's continue.
Where you go, lassie, go.
As the jute joint clears out, the vampires attack the patron, and Bo, Grace's husband, is turned. Stack returns as a vampire and tries to attack, but Annie drives him off with pickled garlic juice. She explains that vampires can be killed by sunlight, silver, or wooden stakes, and they can't enter a building unless otherwise invited. Outside, Remick leads the vampire horde and tries to tempt Sammy with promises of immortality and freedom, warning that the clan will attack at dawn. When the group refuses, Remick and Bo threaten Grace's daughter. In desperation, Grace invites the vampires into the juke joint. A bloody battle follows, and Grace, Annie, and Delta Slim are killed. Mary, heartbroken, runs away.
Rocky Road to Dublin. And when Remick does that Irish jig, I really went like, hey, he ate that. There's one point where he's doing this jig and like he like pauses for a second and bring his other leg back to like kind of like pivot on the other leg. I said, you better go off. People, it's like this nigga killing it. This nigga killing it. And that, that was so great. But I'm gonna tell you the scene that gave me goosebumps. I'm jumping forward, but
Yeah.
when Grace, when she finally lets him in, she was like, "Come on, mother," and like the camera. I even talk about the camera pans outside the juke joint, outside at night, and you just see Remick standing there with his hands in his pocket, and he just smiles. Like you see his teeth and his red, like hot. It was like anime. It was like I was watching Demon Slayer. Like they said, "Come
Mm,
on, mother," and the camera just pans outside, and he just smiles like goosebumps. That was the coolest thing I ever seen. You need to James watch the movie again. It was shot so beautifully and so cool, and it was like y'all all gonna die, but this is so freaking cool. Oh my god!
yeah.
But one thing,
Mary said that too. She was like, "We
Mary.
could." Yeah,
Oh,
Mary.
I'm like, I'm Mary.
She after she killed Stack, she was like, "What? We
We
could have
gonna
killed."
kill every last one of you.
Yes,
I'm so glad I didn't watch the trailers because that was in one of the trailers I saw today, and I was like, y'all
me
get
too.
everything. Why do y'all do that? I'm so glad I didn't watch the trailers.
100% agree.
But Praline, Praline, they had to act like that over some garlic.
Oh, like she didn't want to eat the
She was
garlic.
like, I don't really care for garlic. Girl, you want to get shot in the face?
Y'all would have shot her in the face
And
instantly.
then she ate. It's like, I'm like, you're such a brat. Like,
That's something you would do, Mary.
anyway.
It's absolutely something you would do.
Anyway, but let me see. So the Rocky Road to Dublin, it is kind of a sad song because we got to think about it. Like you said, the Irish has been persecuted. Who found Remick? Who turned Remick into who he was?
So,
Oh,
to that
you got a
point,
theory?
right? When Mary went out to meet the whites,
The whites.
and they said they can and they had a lot of money. He gave her
Coins.
a
Gold.
gold doubloon,
Gold the blooms.
right? Like a golden coin that had like a little like cross on it, which is like 16th, 17th century gold, Mary. So this
It's
dude is
ancient.
freaking ancient. He's
That's so
been
scary. I gotta go
so
to bed after this. Why are we reviewing this?
like
DQ not
like
here. Why are we reviewing this?
like just don't let nobody in. You'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Just ancient. And I saw that and my heart sank. I'm like, how old
I don't
is
know why.
this?
That's what I'm saying. There's something that like that's why I like how they kept the original lore of a vampire because it cements this is an ancient thing. It's going to be here before you and it'll be here when you're gone, and that's terrifying. That's terrifying. Your face, yeah, your face. So I'm like, who got him? Because in Road to Dublin, let me see some of the lyrics. Then off to reap the corn and leave where I was born. I cut a stout black thorn for to banish ghosts and goblins. A brand new pair of brogues to rattle over bogs and frightened all the dogs on the rocky road to Dublin. So, well, in the merry month away from me home, I started. Like, it just seemed, this song to me, saluted father, kiss me, darling mother, drank a part of, I don't know why I'm saying this with an accent. drink a Drank a pint of beer, my grief in tears to smother. It sounds like he was either taken from his home or he left his home and he was taken. And like you
Yeah.
said, he wants Sammy because he wants to connect with a part of himself that he felt like he's lost. He sees how music brings his culture together. He longs for his culture. So it's like, who got you? Who got you? And are you now converting everyone for a sense of family and connection that you don't have anymore? Like, who did this to you? Because you're dancing and you're singing this song that's kind of, it's, what's the word for it? It's a very longing song. Like, it's a very longing song, and you're doing a song of your people, you're eating it up, but it's like there's something about it and how everyone else react to it too. They're kind of like, it's kind of like a sermon. It's like, preach. They feel that. So yeah. Why are you looking like that?
I'm reading.
Okay, because you looking like there's something. James, it's too late for you to be playing.
Uh
You want to share with
I
us what you're reading?
no, because I don't know how true it is.
I mean, say it anyway. You got the caveat. Where are you reading from? Wikipedia?
No,
From where?
hold up. From the invasion of Dublin,
Okay.
uh,
Allegedly, let's just start with that.
the Anglo-Norman invasion in 1170. There's a civil war. So there was the siege of Dublin of Norman Ireland. Uh,
Google that, John, y'all. Coming back strong this episode.
yeah, I don't.
But while you talk, I'm just gonna say something that I thought was cool too. Just a little when Stack was they had him locked in the door while he was sleeping with Mary before he turned. That was so scary. He woke up. He's no longer Stack. He's all evil and whatnot. And he bangs his head on the door, to try to get out. And on the other side, Smoke is kind of doing the same thing in desperation. And it's like they're mirroring each other. Even though you are no longer quite Stack, it's what Annie said. Annie first thought that the vampires were these fiendish beings called Haints. And Haints is just kind of like, I Googled it. It's like, I think it's just like a Southern word for just an evil spirit. But she was like, it's not a Haint. They're worse than Haints because their spirit is so trapped inside of them. And you catch remnants of that. That's why when Smoke had to kill Annie, Mary was pained. Smoke was pained. Because Smoke and Mary are still in there, you know?
Mm,
It's just layers of
yeah,
evil on top of it, I guess.
and they have each other's memories. That's how they was able to tell them
Yes.
about.
It's like a hive
Um,
mind, once again.
it's terrifying. It's terrifying.
hmm
Um, I'm not gonna. I don't believe what I just read, so I'm not gonna.
Where'd you read it from?
I Chat GPT.
Oh, girl, Chatty. Chatty be making
Yeah,
up as she go.
it does. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that out there.
Yeah, but anyway, um, let's continue.
Yes.
Sammy, Smoke, and Pearline try to escape but are ambushed. Smoke fights the vampire version of his brother Stack, while Sammy and Pearline face off against Remrick. Pearline is bitten and tells Sammy to run. He smashes a guitar over Remrick's head. Smoke finishes him off with a stake through the heart. The sun rises, burning the remaining vampires. So this battle, when Grace was like, "Come on in, you mother effers," right? And all of them came. I'm like, yo, there's no way they can survive. And at one point, something scared the vampires off and out of the house again, out of the juke joint, the mill rather. Like they were fighting about to die, and then something caused them all to run out. And I didn't really understand how that
I don't
happened.
remember that. No.
It was just like
I know
it
when
was like
Annie died, Mary and Stack ran off.
maybe that's what it was.
Maybe they're all feeling the pain at once of her dying because they share memories.
Oh, oh, they said that when they attacked
Remick.
Remick, they felt the pain, and I think some of them probably left after that too. But no, man, the action scenes were incredible and terrifying because you know how strong they were, and just the type of thing like they bite you and you're done, and you change and you are not an adversary again. It was just the stakes were so high.
I really thought that, and I'm so glad he didn't do it. I really thought they were going to do, oh, which one is Stack and which one is Smoke? You think you're with Smoke, but you're actually with Vampire Stack. I thought they were going to do that. I was like, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. You're
No.
ruining the whole movie. And he didn't. I'm so glad he didn't do it. I'm so glad he didn't do it.
Don't do the little twin switch thing. Yeah.
Please. It would have been, it's low hanging fruit. It's not even low, it's on the floor. You're picking up a dirty piece of fruit that's bruised. You're wiping it off. Right. There's flies around it. Like, no, let's not. I'm so glad he didn't do that. But one thing I wanted to ask you, we both down with Jesus. Jesus gang. When Remick manages to finally get his hands on Sammy, he has him by the throat. He already slashed his face.
Yeah.
Sammy starts praying the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
Remick starts repeating the Lord's Prayer in a mocking way, and he says something along the lines of how this religion was forced upon him, and he was taught that there's a God above and a devil below. But really, he said we're all of them. We are both of them, or something. I could be getting it wrong. How did you feel about that? Because I kind of don't like in movies. I think movies they give like demons and like the dark forces too much credit. Because I know when I call on the name of Jesus with power and conviction, y'all gonna run. Y'all gonna flee because the battle's already been defeated. You know.
Mm. Amen.
But also, I'm well aware that any old devil can quote scripture. They probably know him better than me.
The devil quotes scripture in the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the Bible.
Yeah.
When the devil went to tempt Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
he quoted scriptures.
The audacity.
In the Bible. Yeah. Quoting scripture to Jesus is audacity.
That's so audacious.
Yes.
That's why pride is a sin because it's like, what's wrong with you? Like you really lost your mind. But,
so what was your question though?
How did you feel about that? Did you feel a little uncomfy?
Yeah, absolutely. I was terrified. I'm like, yeah.
But did you feel it was kind of like morally? Did you feel like blasphemous? Like,
yeah,
that's the point. That is the point. That is the point.
Yeah, I thought it was blasphemous. And then, like you said, he was dunking him.
An unholy baptism.
Yes, an unholy baptism, trying to drown him. You know,
I don't think he was trying to drown him. I think he was really. I think he's going to kill him another way. But yeah,
yeah.
Still a great scene when he burns. I've never seen a man burn so beautifully.
Actually, you know that is kind of biblical too. Kind of.
How so?
Not so much the burning, but I don't know when you know John the Baptist baptized Jesus, there was like a dove that flew over him.
Okay, dove.
Or maybe a rainbow. Something flew over.
Rainbows don't fly over people, James.
Well, something like popped. I think it was a dove. Like I think a dove flew out.
I think you should read your Bible.
That this is. Let me finish. That this is the Son of God. So when after the baptism and the vampire died, the fire of Inferno, and them watching the Inferno, kind of seems like a contrast to that. You know, like they just stood in the water
trembling.
After he just. Yeah,
also beautiful. He makes black people look so good. So
what are you talking about?
Well, when Ryan Coogler or whoever shot that scene, when they pan towards Smoke and Sammy holding themselves terrifying, watching this man burn alive in the sunlight, they shoot and like they hold each other and it's beautiful. Like this whole movie's just beautiful, man. I wish I knew more about like cinematography to really say it, but it's just the contrast, the lighting, the vibrant. It's just beautiful. I can go on forever.
Yeah. Smoke waits for Hogwood and the KKK to come and attack the mill. He hides and ambushes them, killing them all, but suffers a fatal gunshot wound in the effort. He dies, but not before seeing a final version of Annie and their deceased baby. Sammy returns to his father's church bloody and with a fresh scar on his face, carrying the remains of his guitar. His father pleads with him to give up music. Sammy refuses and leaves with his guitar. So when the sun comes up and Smoke is sitting there and he opens up the case and the trunk, and he made reference to the trunk earlier when the white people came up. He was like, hey, should I go get the trunk? And Mary was like, no, there's only 3 of them. You only need the trunk. But when he actually opened it up, it showed all of the weapons that he has stored and collected over the years, even the years in the military.
Got an arsenal.
Or like when he went to go to Chicago with Al Capone, we had an arsenal. With
he learned that from white people. White people swear race wars are breaking out and the government's going to come and take everything we own. They are packed. They are stacking.
They're stacked. They are. We need to start stacking.
We need to start stacking, son.
Yes. But anyway, he was so set up and was sniping them.
He had a grenade.
He threw a grenade in the car. He was such a G. Mm-hmm. But if you notice, he he took off the
He took
charm.
off his mojo.
He took off the mojo, and there was either a portion where he had like a necklace, like the coin necklace.
He took Stack's necklace.
He took Stack necklace and basically put it on his wrist that he was shooting with, as if like Stack was still fighting with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he went out like a freaking G.
He even
dude.
said it. He was like, the best part of me was Stack.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get it.
And he went out.
Like, have you ever watched yourself die? That's hard to go.
Oh yeah.
Michael B. Jordan literally watched himself die. Like,
Yeah. My God. I got a question for you.
okay. Okay.
If I was outside, turned to a vampire, and I was pleading with you, Mary, come out here and join me.
With your big ass? No.
You wouldn't even consider it if I'm like, Mary, come back. We can live forever.
I don't want to live forever with you.
Join me.
I've had enough. I've lived, I had
Right.
a good time with you right here in the land of the living. Nope. Too big. You're going to take a big ass bite out of me. You won't take a nibble.
Just
You'll
bite
eat half
and
my face and be like, okay, Mary, your turn now. And I have to walk around with half a face because you was hungry. Remember what Bo said about cornbread? Oh, he just a little hungry.
This is a little
When he was
hungry.
feeding on another man.
When you said half the face, that reminded me of remember It?
Yes.
When It called the little girl over and was like, let me blow your scar away. It went like and just bit her face off. The It remake, It 2. Or maybe no, it was just It 1, the remake. But it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. I always like this movie plus Django when we get revenge
Oh
on
yeah, Django
the
was
Precious.
great. Yeah.
It's
But one thing that was
uh,
sweet when Smoke can see the afterlife with Annie and his baby waiting, Annie says, "You put that cigarette out and you can hold him. I don't want any of that smoke to get on him." And it's just put all that evil stuff away. You're not going to be a gangster around my baby. I don't want any of your anger and violence rubbing off on our child. Let's be peaceable people. Let's pass on over. You're not Smoke no more. You are either Elijah or Elias. I don't know. But you said you can hold him. And then he found peace after killing that white man. That was his last act of violence, but the Klansman deserved it. And he went on over. He went on over to be with her. I thought that was sweet.
Smoke is Elijah.
Smoke is Elijah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he had one last cigarette, put it out, killed that white man, and he passed on over. He wanted to. That's why he took that mojo off. It's like, okay,
He had nothing, like you said, he had nothing else to live for.
No. And my thing is, he know that more Klansmen gonna come. There's vampires now. It's time to die. My brother's gone. My baby's gone. My wife's gone. I'm gonna go ahead too. I'm good. Well, my brother's not gone, but he out here frolicking as the living dad. That's weird. Let me just go ahead.
Oh.
Oh.
So Elijah.
Okay.
I looked them up, right? So Elijah in the Bible.
Elijah, Smoke or Stack? I forget what you said.
Elijah is Smoke.
Okay.
So in the Bible, Elijah never dies. Instead, he was taken up to heaven in a chariot of fire in the presence of his... Why are you laughing? This is the Bible.
How the way you presented is funny.
So he never died. He was basically taken up.
You said it was funny.
I hate you so much.
God know we good.
Mm-hmm. Does he really?
You're right. I should probably let him know a little more.
Let him know.
Little more. We good? I should probably check it. But all right, because so you said he was taken up in a chariot of fire?
Yeah, taking up the chariot of the fire. And Elias, which is Stack's name, is also a variant of Elijah, right? Which means the Lord is my God. So I think what this means is that we see, obviously, Stack is turned to a vampire who never dies. But Smoke, maybe he dies physically, but maybe he's in the afterlife with his wife and don't die. So I think that's probably why they chose those two names, the Elijah. character in the Bible. I thought that was pretty cool.
I can't wait to jump in the lore after this. That has been sending me
Jump what?
jump into like the explanations and reviews, because like I said, I didn't watch anything before this because I didn't want to like my opinions to be formed. So I can't wait to like really get into it and see. In the morning though, because it's dark outside. But all right, you want to close it out with the last?
60 years later, the ageless vampire Stack and Mary visit Sammy, now a famous blues musician. Stack reveals that Smoke let him go that night under the condition that Sammy lived in peace. They offered Sammy immortality, but he declines. After playing a song for him, Sammy says that despite the tragedy, that night at the juke joint was the best day of his life. Stack agrees, as it was the last time he saw smoke, the sun, and true freedom.
I teared up a little bit the second time I saw this. Like when Sammy plays for Mary and Stack, and they remember that time when they were just driving together, trying to get everybody to the juke joint. Sammy starts playing, and Stack is like blown away, like woo! I was like, he just wants to feel that. He just wants to reconnect with that part of himself. And as a Black person, yeah, we want to connect with our past. We have that desire because it was forcibly taken from us, and just it was sweet. It was very sweet. Bittersweet.
So what I thought was a missed opportunity, though,
Okay,
is that Sammy has the power to play music and bring back spirits. They could have easily brought back Smoke
Smoke don't want to go back
when he was playing,
and it's how do I say it? What we saw was musical spirits that he brought back.
not actual people.
No, actual people, but like music. He brought back like
Maybe you think he brought back other
musical savants. Yes, yeah.
Okay,
I think
because they
he
were out
brought
there
back
playing
legends.
with him.
So Sammy is based on a real person. I didn't Google who. You want to Google that, John?
Yeah, actually, I do remember that. I do kind of remember seeing.
And
that.
I don't think it's a missed opportunity at all. I think bringing back Smoke would have been corny.
You think so?
I think it would have been very corny because he agreed to leave. So bringing him back would just feel like, all right, man. He wanted to die. He chose to die. He could have kept living. He didn't have to die. He had that mojo thing on. You know, he took it off because he chose to die. So to bring him back, it's kind of like, what? He wanted to die.
No, he's not based on a real person.
Really?
There's some inspiration. So
he's not inspired by someone? No.
So
let me see.
They said one significant influence is legendary blues magician Robert Johnson.
Robert Johnson?
Johnson is renowned for his profound impact on the blues genre. Is often associated with the myth of selling his souls at a crossroads to achieve musical prowess.
I heard about him in another podcast. Yeah. Man.
Right. And the film features like the old Sammy is Buddy Guy. Who's actually a blues musician.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's probably what I'm getting confused with. You said what?
He's the mid-scene credits is Buddy Guy.
Yeah. I really enjoyed him. Even him saying, Smoke Stack still trying to get him to come with him. And he was like, you can be immortal. He's like, I think I've seen enough. And he said, he was like, some days I wake up paralyzed with fear. But before the sun went down, that was the best day of my life. Was it the same for you? It's like, absolutely. So, yeah, this man is very scary and he wants to turn you into a demon. But that's Stacky. That's your cousin.
That's your cousin.
Your cousin evil now, but he always was kind of evil. So is it even really different? So, yeah. And we thought Mary was a white girl till we saw her in them jeans in the 90s. It was like, oh no, she Black. When she turned around in them jeans, I was like, oh no, that's a Black girl. That's a Black girl.
Oh wow.
Let's see what.
So I looked up more about Robert Johnson. I'm gonna read this.
Okay.
So Robert Johnson, between 1911 and 1938, was a legendary American blues musician whose life and myth shaped the very soul of Delta blues and eventually rock and roll.
Mm,
He's most famous not only for his music, but for the haunting legend that he sold his soul to the devil at a crossroads in exchange for supernatural musical talent.
mm.
He was burnt
Yes, they.
in Hellhurst, Mississippi.
Mhm.
He died at 27. He's part of the 27 Club.
Yes, that's so
Right. So the
creepy.
famous songs is he did Crossroad Blues, Hell Hound on My Trail, Love
Mhm.
in Vain, and Sweet Home Chicago.
And they
All kind
said
of
some of his songs it sound like someone was playing with him.
mm.
Like,
The most famous legend surrounding Johnson is that he met the devil at a crossroads, often cited as Highway 61 and 49 in Mississippi. According to lore, Johnson was a mediocre guitarist who disappeared for a short time. When he returned, he could suddenly play with stunning skill and originality. People said he sold his soul to the devil in exchange for musical genius.
you know that song Reincarnated off of GNX?
Kendrick Lamar's album?
Yeah. Reincarnated. Where he talks about, like, I thought he was talking about him. Like, he's talking in third person, like he's someone else. And I thought he was talking about this musician, but I couldn't remember his name. But he's really talking about the devil and, like, rewriting the devil's narrative. But it's that song where he raps like Pac.
Say that again? What are you saying?
So the person you just mentioned, the musician, in that Kendrick song
Okay.
Reincarnated, at first I thought he was talking about him, Kendrick, because he's talking as if he's playing a character. And I thought he was talking about him, but he was really talking about, like, being the devil and, like, rewriting the devil story. You haven't listened to the song in a while, I could tell.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
You don't know that
about.
song? It's like you literally said it's it was one of the best ones on the EP. It's called Reincarnate. It's the one where he raps like Pac. Never mind.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, what would you give Sinners?
A small bag of popcorn.
Okay.
I'm just playing,
Yeah, I
obviously.
know, because
It gets a very large bag of popcorn.
it's an
I
extra large
enjoy.
bag of popcorn.
Yes, it's definitely whatever our largest scale is, which we probably have to redefine. It gets that. It is a absolute watch that John.
Watch
I
that John
believe
twice.
watch that John
Like,
twice.
literally,
Yes,
I'm telling you, just watch it again in
I
theaters.
will.
Like, it hits harder the second time.
Yes, and it's like we talked. Obviously, we talked for the past 2 hours about this film, so I'm not going to get super deeper into what we just discussed, but it made me feel so many different things, from fear to laughter to like just
Anger.
like anger, and
And it sticks with you. It's a film you think about. And Michael B. Jordan, listen, people say that man can't act. He proved himself with this
he
role.
killed it.
This
He
is a
killed
career defining role. Like I said, you played the same nigga. You played two characters and they felt like two separate people. It did.
exactly.
Seeing you next to you did not take me out of any experience. That is powerful.
And it's like I never was like, oh, who said that? I was never
You
confused.
knew who was Smoke. You knew even how the way Smoke, when he talked, straight face. Stacked when he talked, he always got that shit eating grin on his face.
Yeah.
So fine. Ugh, Stack. Ah. Anyway, yeah. It's just
How about you, Mary? What's your ranking? I
an
guess you
extra
already.
large bar of popcorn. This is Oscar gold. It needs to win Best Picture. And the score, the music,
Mhm.
I like how, like, we got the blues. Then when the vampires start turning up, we got like metal.
Yeah, I think the composer name was like Ledwig.
Ludwig Göransson.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like if your name is Ludwig, you got to make music.
Come on, isn't Beethoven's name Ludwig, or is that Mozart?
Yeah, I thought it was Ludwig.
It's
Beethoven.
Wolfgang Mozart. I think Ludwig is Beethoven.
Beethoven. Yeah, your name is Ludwig. You got to make
You
music. I'm
gotta
sorry.
make. You gotta make. You have to compose music.
Apparently, his father, they're from Switzerland, and he was really big into the blues. And his father, with Ludwig, came with the director to Mississippi, and his father apparently teared up going to like the old like jazz like blues clubs and stuff, and basically like he got emotional because the music that he loved for so long and dedicated his life to, and his son dedicated his life to, he's actually like seeing it. So they really embodied this whole like genre and understand the place that music
Also,
has.
they the blood sucking culture vultures like the vampires. Say nah.
Hey, to be honest with you, that's another point too, right? Like I said, from Elvis, you know, to all
Ariana
these other
Grande.
like blood soaking culture vultures. And that sounds very harsh, but that's exactly what it is. Right? It is what it is, y'all. Like, and I think that's these vampires coming and taking our culture, and it's just like you can't beat the original. You know what I mean? You can't beat the original. And I thought this was this movie was up there, man. It was up there with the yeah. I'm definitely gonna rewatch that, John. So
Amen.
thanks y'all for listening to another episode of Watch That John podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at the Watch That John podcast. Listen to our YouTube channel at Watch That John podcast, and you can find us on anywhere you get
Your
your
podcast.
listen. Your podcast. Yeah. Podcast.
Right.
So once again, y'all, thanks for listening and enduring this long episode with us. Go watch the movie. Let us know how you feel.
I just have one question. Will ye go, lassie, go? Join us. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
I have to sleep at night scared, and so do you. Goodbye.
I thought you were going to say, I got one question. Can I come in?
Oh, no, that's too scary. That's too scary. Good night, guys.